Hello, and welcome to episode 12 of the Terry Koss Show, a wrestling podcast. I am your host, Terry Cheeto Koss, and tonight I'd like to take a look at Ring of Honor's Final Battle 2016. Now, Ring of Honor's Final Battle 2016 took place on December 2nd, 2016, at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, New York. Now, Final Battle is the big event for Ring of Honor, just as WrestleMania is to the WWE, and Bound for Glory is to TNA. Our first match featured, the Rebellion, Rhett Titus, Caprice Coleman, and Kenny King, versus the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, and Donovan Dijak. Now, Titus, Coleman, and King were were known before this as the Cabinet. They decided they wanted to make wrestling great again. And, that maybe didn't work out the way they wanted to, so they became the Rebellion. Their entrance video, Titantron, has the Ring of Honor logo upside down on Rhett Titus and Kenny King's tights. The ROH logo is upside down, and so they kind of just become a rebellion, kind of just against ROH, and they haven't been getting I think they feel they haven't been getting the opportunities they wanted, the title shots, and so on and so forth. Really good teamwork by the Machine Guns and Donovan Dijak. Donovan Dijak is so quick. He's at least a 7-foot tall, 270, 80-pound man, and this guy can move like a cruiserweight. The Guns and Dijak did some great combination moves. The Guns, where one guy's on the ground and Shelley kind of picks him up in a chancery, and then Sabin hits him with a drop kick, and then of course Dijak was in there, and Dijak did this great move, just dove on the floor onto everybody, which was awesome. The Rebellion actually won with a combination knee to the head from Kenny King, Sky Splitter by Caprice Coleman, which is a diving leg drop, and a big dog frog splash by Rhett Titus. So they got the 3 count in the win, and the Rebellion won the first match. Our second match featured the last real man in professional wrestling, Silas Young, with the Beer City Bruiser, up against Jushin Thunder Liger. Now, how this feud started out, Silas Young had finished his match, or won his match, or something, and saw a fan in the crowd that looked like Jushin Thunder Liger. Apparently, he is a Ring of Honor fan known as Ultra Liger. And, Silas Young went along saying, the Liger is a coward under a mask. He's a boy playing dress-up. So, this match was made for Final Battle. Silas Young comes out with the Beer City Bruiser. Jushin Liger comes out, gets a huge response of the fans, as he always has. Liger has actually been wrestling since 1984, I believe. He started using the Jushin Thunder Liger gimmick itself in 1989, so he is a well-traveled veteran. Of course, this was the power of Silas Young up against the... Of course, this was the power of Silas Young up against the high-flying ability of Liger. Really fast-paced match. While I'm doing this podcast, I do apologize for any sniffles or coughs. I am suffering from a cold, so, bear with me. Silas has really improved over the last year. Like, his wrestling is so much better. Good at chain wrestling, submission wrestling, and, he won the Honor Rumble earlier this year, which is basically it's like a Royal Rumble type of thing, and whoever wins it gets a shot at the ROH World Champion. Silas Young won that. Had a match against Adam Cole for the ROH World Championship. Unfortunately, came up on the losing end, but is, again, improving so much. Liger was on the top rope. At one point, Silas took some of the Beer City Bruiser's beer. The Beer City Bruiser came down with a big can of beer, took a sip of it, and spit it in Liger's face while Liger was on the ground. Silas is on the mat, and looks like Liger's going to go to the top rope. He's about to go there, but the Bruiser comes, tries to stop him. It tries to spit beer at him. Liger chops him so hard. He falls on the floor. I think Liger hits South with a few Shote palm strikes, which is his finisher. And Silas Young ends up hitting Jushin Thunder Liger with Misery, which is basically a fireman's carry, or it's a spinning TKO. Hits with Misery and gets the 3 and gets the upset win. Was really surprised at this. I really thought Liger would win this match, but props to Silas for beating a legend like Jushin Thunder Liger. A really good match. Our third match featured Colt Cabana versus Dalton Castle with the boys. Now, how this feud kind of came into its own, Colt Cabana and Dalton Castle won a 4-way match to challenge for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. I believe it was the Champions versus All-Stars, which every year they have it. Ring of Honor on one side has the Champions, which consisted of, I believe it was either Adam Cole or Jay Lethal as the World Champion, Bobby Fish as the World Television Champion, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, as Tag Team Champions, going up against the All-Stars. The All-Stars are the number one contenders for these titles, which I believe was Kyle O'Reilly or Jay Lethal. I don't know who the television guy was, and Cabana and Castle. So the match is almost finished. From what I've heard, Dalton Castle pins Adam Cole, and he has all of this momentum, and he gets on the mic and he says to the Young Bucks, "Let's have a match right now for the tag team titles, because Cabana and Castle have are the number one contenders, have a world tag team title shot." So they go for the titles. They end up losing, and Colt Cabana turns heel. He kicks Castle in the midsection and just beats on him. He's upset. He wanted to win a championship. It's been 5 years since we've seen Cabana in Ring of Honor. He debuted, he came back at, was it Best in the World? Or something like that. Anyways, so he had his match at Global Wars against Jay Lethal, didn't win. Had another match for the Reach World title, unfortunately did not win, and has just been kind of struggling to pick up a championship win. So Cabana and Castle end up having another tag team match. Maybe this was before the Champions versus All-Stars, and Castle didn't know where the boys were. The boys are these two guys in kind of peacock outfits and have feathers that accompany Castle to the ring. Cabana says you don't need them. Apparently, I believe Cabana had to put them in a closet. So at the end of the match, the boys come out, Cabana throws them into Castle, and of course this match is born. So Colt Cabana comes out, has a new version of his theme song. Originally was Boom Boom by Kid Russell and Matt Jenkins. Feel free to look that up on YouTube. And Colt Cabana used that the last time he was in Ring of Honor, until 2009, 2010. When he came back, he used the theme. His new theme now, at the beginning goes, boom, boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom, Colt Cabana, it's Colt Cabana. And then it goes into Kid Russell singing. All of a sudden, it goes into Colt Cabana, and you hear a little disc scratch, and the music is slowed, and it's Colt Cabana singing, boom, boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom, Colt Cabana. So Cabana has officially turned heel. Castle comes out for his entrance. The boys come out, and instead of Castle coming around and being with the boys, or being in the middle and the boys, open up the feathers, Castle comes out in a chariot pulled by two other new boys. So that was pretty cool. Cabana had actually ripped Castle's cape. Castle would come to the ring and just open up this giant cape, looked like giant wings on feathers, what have you. And Cabana had ripped Castle's outfit, basically. So Castle ended up getting a new one. It's purple, looks really, really good. And this was a really, I want to say a fun match kind of thing. Colt tried the flying apple, had him in the Billy Goat's Curse, which is a reverse Boston Crab Again, look it up. Steve Carino said might have to change the name since the Billy Goat's curse had to do with the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs won, and so Castle gets out of that. Castle tries to hit him with the bangarang. Cold's able to get out of that. Castle gets him in another bangarang. Hits him, gets the 1-2-3, and the win, and some retribution over Colt Cabana. The boys really helped him out during the match. The Briscoe brothers have the catchphrase "Man Up." Castle, of course, has the catchphrase "Fan Up." This having to do with the boys having fans and all that stuff. So they're really helping Dalton during the match, and Dalton Castle gets a bit of retribution against Colt Cabana. Our next match featured the debut of Cody Rhodes. Now, if you will just give me a second, I want to see if this information is correct. I don't want to come on the podcast and give you incorrect information. But if I am correct, this is quite a feat this year, if it is true. Yes. Okay. So, Cody Rhodes, as you all know, left the WWE and went out on his own into the Indies. He has signed some contract. He worked a little bit for TNA, worked for WCW up in England, and now works for Ring of Honor. With his appearance at Ring of Honor, I believe this makes him the first man in wrestling history to appear at WrestleMania. He appeared as Stardust in the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship for the WWE. He appeared at Bound for Glory, appeared at TNA's Bound for Glory, their biggest pay-per-view of the year, and appeared, at Final Battle. So he is the first man, I believe, in wrestling history to appear at WrestleMania, Bound for Glory, and Final Battle in the same year. I think that's quite something in itself. Cody comes out, of course, has his wife Brandy Rhodes as a ring announcer. Cody comes out, gets a great ovation. Same with Jay. Cody Rhodes had this list of all the guys he wanted to fight and all the matches he wanted to be in when he left WWE. Jay Lethal comes out, has a really cool jacket on the back, has his own checklist of the guys he's beaten in the past. Kurt Angle, Ric Flair, Alberto Del Rio, Jay Briscoe, and then on the bottom there's an unmarked checkbox with Cody Rhodes' name next to it. So, I guess we'll see if Jay can get the win. As both are in the ring, the match is about to start. The Addiction comes out. Christopher Daniels really puts over Cody's late father, Dusty Rhodes. Christopher Daniels grew up in North Carolina, and Dusty Rhodes really inspired him to become a wrestler. And he said, Dusty Rhodes inspired me, a guy he never knew, to become a wrestler. I can't imagine how much he inspired you to wrestle. So him and Frankie Kazarian go on commentary. They both each try to suplex each other. It's kind of a back and forth 3-4 times. Cody ends up suplexing Jay. Cody goes to the outside, goes to skin the cat, but as he comes back, Lethal kicks him. Cody does a really cool dive, goes to the second rope, then the top rope, and then jumps off and hits Lethal. Jay gets Cody into torture rack, hits him with and I don't really know what this move is called. I've seen Mr. Anderson use it. I've seen Sheamus use it. It's a fireman's carry into a roll, and then the other guy gets up. I've heard it known as the Lambeau Leap, the Green Bay Plunge. I don't know. I'm just going to call it the Lambeau Leap at this point. If you know what the actual name of the move is, let me know on Facebook or Twitter at the end of the show. So Jay has Cody in a torture rack and gets him into a Lambeau Leap, which was pretty cool. The end of the match, Todd Sinclair and Jay Lethal, Todd Sinclair the referee and Jay Lethal kind of bumped heads. Cody Rhodes hits Jay Lethal with a low blow, and the Crossroads wins the match. the match, I thought it was going to be a match of the night candidate, but for me it didn't go as long, and that ending was just kind of like, it was kind of Cody showing Ring of Honor. I'm not all about what you guys are about, the handshakes and the camaraderie and all this, and the Addiction were a really good commentary team. They took Steve Corino's place, and they commentated along with Kevin Kelly, and I thought they did a really good job. They put over both guys, both Cody and Jay, and were really unbiased in their commentary, and I thought they did quite well. So props to Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. At the end of the match, Cody turns heel. Well, of course, he turned heel with the low blow in the crossroads. He gives Jay the finger twice, kicks him. Kazarian and Daniels come out of the ring. Cody gets out. Cody knocks over the ring announcer's table. He gets to the top of the ramp. He pushes Steve Corino, but the fans seem to like it, and Kevin Kelly is just disgusted with this, as is Steve Corino. So it's be interesting to see where Cody goes from here. Our fifth match was the finals of the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team tournament. We have the Kingdom, Matt Taven, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny Marcellia, I believe, against Leo Rush, Jay White, and the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Kushida. Now, these were the teams originally entered into the tournament. You had ACH, Jay White, and Kushida. ACH took Leo Rush's spot as Leo Rush was touring in Europe at the time. You had the Addiction, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Kavitachi. The Briscoes, Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe and Toru Yano. The Bullet Club, Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson. The Cabinet, as they were known at that time, Bruce Coleman, Kenny King, and Rhett Titus. The team of Jason Kincaid, Leon St. Giovanni, and Shaheem Ali. The Kingdom, Matt Taven, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny Marcellia. And Team CMLL, Hachichiro Okamura, and Ultimo Guerrero. So here's how the two teams ended up in the finals. ACH, Jay White, and Kushida defeated the Briscoes and Toru Yano, who, if you remember in a previous podcast episode, that was my pick to win the tournament. So they go on to the second round. The Cabinet defeated the team of Kincaid, St. Giovanni, and Ali. The Kingdom defeated the Bullet Club in the first round, and Team CLL defeated the Addiction and Kamitachi in the first round. So in the second round, ACH, Jay White, and Kushida defeated the Cabinet to go to the finals, and the Kingdom defeated Team CMLL to go to the finals. Now the team of ACH, Kushida, and Jay White is different. They believe it was Kevin Kelly that said they made kind of a deal kind of thing. Leo Rush was in Europe doing a tour and was placed by ACH, but the team said if they ever made to the finals, Leo Rush would have his spot back. So the finals of the ROH 6-man tag title tournament are Jay White, Kushida, and the returning Leo Rush up against the Kingdom, Marcellia, Taven, and Orion. Jay White is really cool. It gets one guy into the ring rope, or into the corner. Suplexes another guy on top of that. Suplexes Matt Taven on top of those two guys. Cool spot in the match. Jay White is on the top rope. Vinny Marcellia is on the top rope. Marcellia has a Boston Crab on Jay White. Kushida then puts Marcellia in the hoverboard lock. And then Matt Taven suplexed Kushida onto the mat. At one point in the match, everybody did a dive over the top rope. Jay White, Kushida, Leo Rush, Marcellia, Orion, and then at the last point, Taven does this dive, and of course, it was just, everybody's just excited. The Kingdom win the match with the Resolution, which is a combination. Matt Taven has the opponent in the powerbomb, and Marcellia and Orion come and kind of help with the powerbomb. They kind of pull that wrestler back as Taven is powerbombing them down. So the Kingdom become the very first Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. Now, I'm a bit of a wrestling geek, kind of a bit of a wrestling historian, as it were. I believe this is the first set of 6-man tag team titles we've seen in North America since WCW had their World 6-man tag team titles. So, really good match. Really neat. Our sixth match is a triple threat match for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. We have Dragon Lee against Will Ospreay against the villain, Marty Scurll. Now, leading up to this, Bobby Fish was the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. They did a Reach for the Sky tour in the UK. Will Ospreay defeated Bobby Fish to win the Ring of Honor World Television title, and Marty Scurll defeated Will Ospreay to win the title then a couple nights after on that same tour. Dragon Lee had defeated Bobby Fish in a match to kind of gain a Ring of Honor title shot, and so we had this three-way match. This match was unbelievable. Dragon Lee did a cool dive on the outside on Ospreay and Scurll. The moves that Ospreay did in this match, I couldn't even write down. He hit a cutter. He hit so many sweet moves. If you have not heard of Will Ospreay, definitely check him out, and definitely check out this match at Final Battle. At the end, Marty Scurll got Dragon Lee in a chicken wing and retained the title and retained the Ring of Honor World Television title. This, to me, really, really good match. It's definitely one of the highlights of the night. Excuse me. Our seventh match was for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. You had the Briscoes, Jay and Mark Briscoe, up against the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. This was an awesome match. The Bucks hit Jay Briscoe with more bang for your buck. One of their finishers only got 2. The Young Bucks tried to go for a Meltzer driver on Mark Briscoe, which is basically a tombstone, and the other guy comes and springboards off the rope. As Nick's going to springboard off the rope for the Meltzer driver, Jay hits a cutter on him and stops the Meltzer driver. The Briscoes hit Matt Jackson with the Jay Driller. Jay hits him with the Jay Driller. Mark Briscoe goes up, hits him with the Froggy Bow. They only get 2, and the audience just like, what? When they're finishing moves. The Briscoes hit Matt with a Doomsday device. Mark jumps from the middle of the ropes, and they only get 2. The Young Bucks are able to successfully hit Jay with a Meltzer driver, but Mark breaks it up at 2. So it's like both teams are like, okay, what do I do? Like, we've hit you with our move, you've hit us with your move. Kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out. And it's, the Briscoes at this point are on their knees. The Young Bucks keep super kicking them, and they won't stay down. I have to say this right now. Nobody can quite say the word super kick like Steve Corino. Honestly, when he says super kick, it fits really good. So the Young Bucks just start hitting the Briscoes with super kicks, and just hear Steve Corino, super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick. Probably hit him with about 9 or 10 super kicks and covered them, got 3 and retained their titles. All of a sudden, everything goes black, and we see broken Matt Hardy from TNA on the screen. And I'm just like, what? And so Matt Hardy talks about how the match was really good, talks about the Bucks of Youth and the Briscoes, calls the Briscoes rednecks and the Young Bucks spot monkeys, and basically kind of challenges the Young Bucks, him and Brother Nero, want to challenge the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, and also lay out a challenge to the Briscoes as well. So it'll be interesting to see if this match comes to fruition, if the Hardys come to TNA and fight the Young Bucks. That is going to be one heck of a match. Our eighth and our final match, the main event of the pay-per-view, was a no disqualification match for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. We had Kyle O'Reilly up against champion Adam Cole. In the video package before this feud has been going on for a long time. O'Reilly and Cole debuted in Ring of Honor as a tag team, eventually became Future Shock. O'Reilly turned on Cole. Cole became the face, won the World Television title. They won the World Heavyweight title. O'Reilly did well on his own. The two of them had a match. They beat the tar out of each other. Cole, ended up winning that match, and they were just, bloodied and beaten, and so anyways, O'Reilly did alright himself, formed a tag team, Red Dragon, with Bobby Fish, won the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles a few times, won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles a few times. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly really don't like each other. O'Reilly had a match against Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World title, and he thought Adam Cole was coming to help him. Adam Cole super kicked Kyle O'Reilly. Jay Lethal beat him for the title, or beat him and retained the title. O'Reilly then had another match against Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World title, but Cole and the Young Bucks, the Bullet Club, came out and just really did a number on Kyle O'Reilly's shoulder. So, Nigel McGuinness comes down for commentary with Steve Corino and Kevin Kelly. And Nigel says to them, Kyle O'Reilly came up to me, wanted to make this match no DQ so we could see a definitive winner. So O'Reilly goes to jump on Adam Cole from the outside. Adam Cole, you could see, picks up his Ring of Honor World title, hits O'Reilly with it. O'Reilly is bleeding above his right eye, not profusely, but, bleeding enough. Cole then gets a trash can underneath the ring, hits O'Reilly with it, puts a trash can over him, and super kicks him. They then go into the ring. Adam Cole gets a chair, hits O'Reilly on the back, does nothing. O'Reilly is fired up. He hits him in the stomach with a chair, still does nothing. He's fired up. O'Reilly then starts coming back with the palm strikes and the hits, and really starts taking it to Adam Cole. O'Reilly and Cole get on the top turnbuckle. O'Reilly body backdrops Adam Cole through a table from the top rope. Only gets two. On the outside, at one point, O'Reilly gets Adam Cole in a guillotine choke, but Cole uses his momentum, and they're both put through the table, so it looks like Cole basically got a DDT through the table. Adam Cole is now busted open, I guess, from the fall, from the choke into the table. Kyle O'Reilly goes under the ring, gets a chain. O'Reilly and Cole had one match where O'Reilly used the chain successfully to beat Adam Cole with an arm bar. Had it tied to the rope, had it tied to himself, had it tied to Adam Cole. Adam Cole tapped out, and Kyle O'Reilly got him as revenge on that match against Adam Cole. Adam Cole then goes under the ring, gets a bag. We find out it's thumbtacks. He pours the thumbtacks on the ring, and then it's just like, here we go. O'Reilly gets Cole in a guillotine choke, later turns it into a triangle choke, which very much like The Undertaker uses. Cole picks up O'Reilly, power bombs him into the thumbtacks, only gets two. O'Reilly picks up Cole, hits him with a brain buster into the thumbtacks, only gets two count. O'Reilly then is able to get an arm bar onto Adam Cole. He's able to, because Cole is trying to not have the arm bar on him, so he's holding both his hands. He loses his grip. O'Reilly is in the tacks at this point. Cole is in the tacks at this point. O'Reilly gets him in the arm bar. Adam Cole taps out, and Kyle O'Reilly is the new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. I think that's just awesome for Kyle. Kyle finally wins the battle of Cole against O'Reilly. I thought this pay-per-view was really, really good. One of the better pay-per-views this year. Match of the night for me. Oh, this is a tough one. It's a tie almost between the television title and the tag team titles. But for me, match of the night is a triple threat match for the television title. Dragon Lee against Ospreay against Skrull. Just because of all the cool stuff that Ospreay does in that match. A very close second is the tag team title match between the Briscoes and the Young Bucks. And so if you are able to check out this pay-per-view, I definitely would. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Well, that'll about do it for me for this week. Hopefully you had as much fun listening to me as I did talking to you. Feel free to follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/the Terry Koss Show podcast. Let me know what your thoughts were on Final Battle. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was the best match? What was the worst match? What were some cool things that happened in the pay-per-view, move-wise? Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Cheeto Koss. That's CheetoKoss. As always, if you hear a cool theme, feel free to send a link my way. If you see a cool match, feel free to send it my way. This will most likely be my last podcast of the year. So I would like to wish everyone listening out there Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy holidays to all, and I hope everybody has a great 2017. For Terry Koss, until next time. Wait, let me think of this. Okay, sorry. For Terry Koss, I've been Terry Koss. I'll see you next time.